Hey everyone, let's talk about crime in Jacksonville, and is it as bad as people say? Let's jump right in. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. Hi, my name's Kevin Saltzman. I'm your realtor here in Jacksonville, Florida, and I would love for you to watch my videos, so please like and subscribe and watch everything many, many times. I super, super, super duper appreciate it. And thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe. Anyhow, moving right into it. Is Jacksonville safe? Uh, it is obviously lovely summer, beautiful weather all the time, not too humid, lots of water, everything's wonderful, peachy keen, right? But is it? Let's talk about that. What's the crime like in Jacksonville? The first thing we have to discuss is what is crime. We've got violent crime, we've got property crime. Obviously, don't want to be part of either of those. Hopefully, you're not the aggressor on either of those, but definitely don't want to be the victim of either of those. For example, Jacksonville was named really high on the dangerous list. For example, 2019 was Jacksonville's deadliest year in decades. Easy for me to say. God, what's my problem? Anyhow, it was deadliest year in decades, but we have to look at that in context because the deadliest time was actually what 35 years ago, the late 80s, early 90s. It was the deadliest time, and crime actually decreased for many, many years, where it actually hit a low spot in the about 2015, 2016. And although crime has slightly come up from there, if you look at it now, it seems like it's a really high on the crime scale, but it's definitely lower than it was at the all-time high. And violent crime is 82% higher than the rest of Florida and 80% higher than the rest of the country. Those numbers sound absolutely staggering, and if you just looked at that, you would be like, why in the world would I move to Jacksonville? Let me tell you why. Because although those numbers are staggering sounding and it looks really bad, and that's why Jacksonville does get a bad reputation, the crime actually is confined to small areas. Like I've said in other videos, we've got a downtown that isn't really built up yet. It's not a really safe place to be. So, most of the crime, especially the violent crime, is going to be found in those areas, and you just don't really want to be there. So, it's kind of like any other city. There's certain places you want to be, certain places you don't want to be. But since Jacksonville is so big and so spread out, the numbers do look really bad on paper. For example, there are a few areas that are just a little bit worse than the rest of Jacksonville. And when I tell you these numbers, you might understand exactly what I'm talking about. So let's break it down by area, shall we? The area of 29th and Chase, for example, you don't know it, you haven't been here. It doesn't matter. What I'm telling you is that that area experiences 402% more violent crime than the rest of Jacksonville. So might not want to go to that area, just saying. Maybe you do if you're that kind of person. We're not judging. Actually, in that category, I'm going to go ahead and judge you. Don't go there unless you're a bad person. East Jacksonville, violent crimes are a little bit higher, but there's 372% more crime in general than the rest of Jacksonville. Obviously, a little high there too. The Midwest side, 356% more crime than the rest of Jacksonville. Springfield, not where the Simpsons are. Maybe it is where the Simpsons are. I'm not really sure. They never really say on the show. You can look that up. But there's a lot of Springfields. But actually, I don't think it's this one. For example, I haven't seen any nuclear towers here. Anyhow, Springfield is 261% more crime than the rest of Jacksonville. And then Moncrief Park is 244% more crime than the rest of Jacksonville. So just by looking at those numbers, that's really condensed area where you're going to find all the crime. So let's look on the flip side of that, shall we? East Arlington, beautiful place. I've done a video there in the past. You can check that out here. There's 52% less crime than the national average in Arlington Park. Jacksonville Beach, which is a wonderful place to be. Everyone drives around in golf carts there. Gonna love it there. And actually, if you're in Florida, why not live close to the beach? 39% lower than the national average crime there. Most of the crime that happens towards the beach area is drug and alcohol related. Not too huge of a surprise there. Neptune Beach, 39% lower than the national average. You may have heard about Neptune Beach recently. Someone just won $1 billion there on the Powerball lottery or whatever. So you might want to try that because obviously that's where they sell the winning tickets. So if you want to move to Jacksonville and check out that place and try and win a whole lot of money, contact me. We'll help you with that. But really, it just breaks down to a couple things, and I think you want to look at that when you look at any area. There's going to be good places. There's going to be bad places anywhere you go. Um, Obviously, cost of living is reflected in some of those areas, but Jacksonville overall is a lower cost of living, and you can still find really nice, really safe areas in the lower cost of living bracket. And that's exactly what I'm here to help you with. So if you were thinking about moving to Jacksonville, it's not really that ghetto if you go to the right places, and I can help you find those places. So shoot me a text, give me a call, email. All my social media is going to be in the links here. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. And hit that little bell so you get notified of all my videos. I'm going to try and send them out all the time. And hopefully you can learn everything you want to know about Jacksonville and watch my smiling face. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but anyhow, if you do, do that, please. And you have a great day. Thanks for tuning in.